Marisol Perez had a virulent case of COVID and pneumonia when she arrived at this HCA hospital in 2021. She was just 42 years old.
I kept getting moved from room to room. The rooms got smaller and smaller. The last room I was in, that's where the worst of it was. I could feel myself dying.
Doctors put her on a ventilator and into a coma. But after kidney failure and a series of mini strokes common in COVID, about a month after her admission, staff began urging her mother, Alma Salas, to transfer her daughter to end-of-life care and let her die.
I felt like he was trying to pressure me. Hey, do you really want to live your life taking care of your daughter in a vegetative state for the next 30 years? I just looked at him and I said, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to let her go.
Another time, she says, 6 or 7 HCA staff members gathered at her daughter's bedside, urging her to end her treatment. One nurse, Salas says, was very aggressive and came in repeatedly.
She got really angry. I was taken aback.
The pressure, Salas describes, exists at some of HCA's other 170-plus hospitals. Staff are pressed to get patients into hospice, where life-saving treatments are withdrawn, and the incentive is not necessarily patient care, but the improvement of hospital performance metrics. This, according to 6 nurses and 27 doctors who've practiced at 16 HCA facilities in 7 states, and who spoke to NBC News. Because if a patient dies in hospice, even in the same hospital bed, their death will not be counted in the hospital's mortality statistics, a key factor used by those who rate hospital quality. And the better the rating, the better for business.
I'm not afraid of speaking up in what I believe.
Dr. Ghassan Tabel practices at an HCA hospital in Southern California. He was the only physician of the 27 doctors we talked to who agreed to go on camera. Dr. Tabel says HCA is constantly pushing doctors to reduce the time they keep their patients in the hospital and threatening to punish those like him who don't conform with the loss of their hospital privileges. In fact, he sued the hospital about this issue, and the hospital settled for an undisclosed amount in 2019.
Why would the hospital care about that?
There are financial reasons. Length of stay is central to their business.
Length of stay is critical because when insurance runs out, hospitals have to pick up the tab. So moving patients home or to hospice opens up a paying bed faster.
I met with administrative personnel, and they said, regardless of the reasons, I have to find a way to lower these numbers.
Are you saying they really didn't want to hear about exceptions?
They would superficially ask me why, but didn't seem to be interested in the real reasons.
The 26 other physicians we spoke with agree.
People can stop their care at any time, but to coerce somebody, to force somebody to do something, you're breaking many boundaries, crossing many lines, and that's what I would have strong objection to.
It is critical, he says, that families and patients understand the consequences of going into hospice.
When you deny care that is life-saving, basically you took away life.
Hospice care is appropriate in many cases and is being used more and more, but the growth rate of hospice transfers at HCA facilities is roughly double the national average.
Were you aware that the compensation that the head of HCA receives, Sam Hazen, is tied to keeping the death rates low at his hospitals?
Wow, no, I had no idea.
HCA is the only one of the 4 largest for-profit, publicly traded hospital chains that uses mortality rates as a factor in executive compensation. HCA's CEO made $35.3 million over 2 years, more than $300,000 of it because of lower mortality rates.
If you could talk to Sam Hazen, what would you say to him, Marisol?
I have no words. I just want to walk up to him and punch him right in his face, honestly. We're not dollar signs, we're human beings.
Sam Hazen declined our request for an interview, but in its statement, the company said, "We believe all hospital executives should have quality metrics, including mortality, as part of their incentive compensation." Furthermore, they wrote, to suggest that medical care in HCA healthcare hospitals is based on anything other than a physician's independent medical judgment of what is in the patient's best interest is untrue and wrong. Still, a month after Salas says doctors and nurses urged her to let her daughter die, she was discharged. For this family, a joyful ending, as the happy tears of Perez's 9-year-old daughter, Annalise, confirm. Cynthia McFadden, NBC News.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.